All right, we're recording. Hello and welcome. If you haven't yet, I invite you to create a cozy space for yourself. You can light a candle, light some incense, just whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. And make sure you've got a journal and a pen. I have the Roots and Rituals journal and the Whispers of the Soul, but any journal is fine as well if you don't have either of these. And if you're ready, just take a breath. You can start thinking of how you're arriving today, just noticing your mood, how your body's feeling, just observing. We'll start in 3 minutes. Just give everyone a chance to join. You're also welcome to play your own soft meditation music in the back. I have some music going here. Whatever you need to make yourself a cozy space. All right, we're going to get started in the next minute here. Okay, let's get started. Hi, everyone. If you have not met me, my name is Tanya. I am the owner and creator of Mool Creations. I teach people how to live with the cycles of nature and through Vedic philosophy, so through different South Asian festivals, through Ayurveda. It's a big passion of mine, and I believe that our ancestors followed the cycles of nature, and a lot of these festivals and ways of life was just created through these ancient ways of living. So if you're new here, welcome. This workshop today, we are 10 days into the beginning of the Gregorian calendar. I know this time of year can feel like a strange in between. We're coming out of the holidays, we're trying to return to routines, and maybe already feeling the pressure of the new year. I know I am in many ways. So today is your pause, it's your soft reset. We are very much in the winter season right now, so consider today as a way to dive into your inner world for a moment, just to understand what the next few months actually need. And if you are in Colorado, we finally just got our first big snowstorm. Yay! It's been a nice surprise because it hasn't really even felt like winter so far. So I hope you are feeling the same way and enjoying that. Um, but let's start. So, in one word or short phrase, where are you joining from today and how are you arriving this afternoon? You can drop it in the chat if you'd like. Hey, we have people from Colorado Springs, Chicago, California, all over. I love it. Feeling tired and lazy. Yes, me too. Definitely feel that. Enjoying the sunshine in California. Nice. Yes, hopefully no rain, but even rain is welcome in the season. I love it. Well, welcome. And okay, so I'll go over the plan a little bit. So for today, I have a few slides that I created to just talk about January as a season, what the season means, the month, and then we'll talk about what to expect in the workshop. But then we will do a grounding somatic practice, just a guided visualization that I will walk you through. Some upper body movement to get our blood circulating, just get ourselves moving. And then we'll go into some journal prompts. I have a really cool inner fire ritual that I'd love to do today. And then we will close out. So let's get started. Okay, so winter is a season of rooting. We are in the thick of winter right now. In Ayurvedic wisdom, winter is about conserving energy, it's about strengthening the foundation. It's really the time where you're preparing for what's to come next and resting your bodies, resting your mind. If you are into Ayurveda, we are actually moving into the densest part of winter, which is like the wet, heavy, thick. So for those of us who got the snow, even the snow is like a different texture. It's very heavy in this time of the month. This is a time where our nervous system needs more stability and rest. It still gets dark outside faster, even though the light is starting to turn. Our nervous system just needs that rest. And a lot of the change that's happening is happening below the surface, right? So if we compare that to nature, even the trees are resting, right? Nothing is blooming right now, but internally, for anyone that plants trees or plants, it's when the roots are growing stronger. They still need that stability. They're using snow water, rainwater to grow within. And that's essentially how we operate as well. So then Lori, which is the festival, it's a South Asian festival coming up in the next few days. It is a winter festival. This is when farmers thank the universe for the crops. It's all about staying warm, connected, and joyful while winter is doing its work. These pictures are from my last trip to India for this festival, so I have not been back in a while. But all the foods around that time are considered to be Ayurvedically warming foods. So you have things like jaggery, peanuts, just everything that warms the body because our ancestors realized like it's the thick of winter. It makes sense to get the community together. It makes sense to have a shared communal fire and then have warming foods to go along with it. So today's circle is also inspired by the energy of winter and the warmth of Lori. We're borrowing its symbolism to tend our own inner fire. So hence we're going to do this inner fire ritual as well. And I said this at the beginning, but I really do believe that our ancestors lived in alignment with nature cycles. And all of these festivals and events were deeply rooted in how they understand nature. And this just happens to be one of them. And then, so if we consider January as, okay, we're in the thick of winter, we don't really necessarily need resolutions. We don't need to just spring right now. We don't need to start doing. Spring is really the time of renewal. Winter is kind of what makes spring possible, right? This is true for many cultures out there. I teach from a Vedic culture standpoint, but then Middle Eastern, Persian New Year happens in March. The Chinese New Year begins at the new moon in February. And so that's when we go from the snake year into a horse year in 2026. But right now it's just a period of silence. We're saying like spring is when motivation returns, clarity increases, growth becomes more sustainable. So March would essentially be like first month of the 12 months, inviting the birthing cycle, the seeding, intention setting. So I'm curious, what if we treat January as month 11 instead of month 1? And what I want you to do is you can maybe close your eyes or just lower your gaze and say that to yourself that actually January is month 11. It's not the new year. And notice how that feels on your body. Like, is there resistance? Is there immediate acceptance? Is there relief like, oh, that feels really good? But just sit with that for a moment. Relief. I love that, definitely. Yeah, it's our bodies also operate with nature, so they tend to know and feel that around this time of the year too. But if you're feeling some hesitance too, that's completely normal as well. We're so tuned to these cycles that it's okay if your body's like, well, I'm not sure. I don't know what to expect here. It sounds right, but I'm not used to this. Take a few moments, just feel into that. Didn't want to believe it at first, but then it feels really nice. Love it. Yes. Okay, so we're going to teach our bodies, our minds that really we are in month 11. It's not Gregorian calendar has turned, but as part of nature, we are nature, and really it's okay to take a moment before we really reset and start again. So today, that is what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on our inner fire, the energy that sustains us through winter. This is about really just steady warmth, gentle nourishment. We're not forcing anything here. We're not really trying to set big goals, big things to do. It's a moment to just come back to ourselves. And then that's what our time together invites, the moment for rest, grounding, reflective, just gentle intention setting. Um, I have some prompts in here to make sure that we actually release and maybe undo some of the intentions we may have set going into January 1st. Okay, so let's begin. We'll start with our grounding somatic practice. And so what I'll have you do is take a seat, get seated comfortably. You can lay down if you prefer, if you have space. Have your feet on the ground. Your hands can be resting softly. You can close your eyes and taking a slow breath in through your nose and then exhale it out through your mouth, making a big sound, just releasing it all out. We'll do two more of those, taking a big inhale and exhale through the mouth. One more like that, big inhale and release. You can start breathing at your own pace here, and I will guide you through a body scan. So bringing your awareness to the top of your head, noticing if there's any tingling feeling, cool air, hot air, just noticing how your hair follicles feel at the top, and then breathing that energy into the top of your head, softening the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyes, relaxing your cheek and jaw, letting your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth, releasing any tension. Softening the neck and shoulders, letting them fully sink, and feeling your arms, your upper arms, your elbows, wrists, all the way to your fingertips. Then breathing into your chest, softening the belly. Just no need to hold or engage, just letting everything be. Breathing into the hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, and your ankles. And then finally bringing your awareness all the way down to your feet, noticing your feet, the soles, each toe, noticing if there's any lingering tension left in the body. Your body should be feeling fully relaxed here. And then from here, what we're going to do is open our grounding channel. That's our connection with the earth. If this is your first time, that's completely okay. Just visualizing tree roots. So imagining yourself as a tree and imagining that you have roots growing out of your root chakra area. So that's the bottom of your spine going down into the earth. So taking a deep breath and visualizing your branches going into the earth, through the soil, through the bedrock, through the molten core. And with every inhale, visualizing them going deeper into the earth, all the way until they reach the earth's core. On the next inhale, visualizing a bright light coming in, your connection to the Mother Earth, and imagine your roots soaking up that energy, similar to how tree roots would soak up water. Take 3 full breaths in here, just soaking up that energy, feeling it go all through your body, all through your chakras. A bright light that's nourishing, energizing, and cleansing. We're going to keep this channel open throughout our practice. So anything that comes up, any tension in your body, anything you're ready to release over the next hour and 90 minutes, we're going to send it through our roots and release it to Earth's core. So taking a few deep breaths again, just feeling this energy, noticing how it feels in our body, knowing that it's here for us. And then taking one last breath and gently opening the eyes. We'll move the upper body here for a few minutes just to release any tension in the physical space. So on the next inhale, shoulders can come up. And as you exhale, bringing them together and down. So we'll do a few shoulder rotations here. So chest lifts nice and high, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Another deep breath in, and then circling the shoulders forward for protraction, separating the shoulders behind you, coming down. As you inhale, lifting them up high by the ears. And as you exhale, bringing them together, squeezing the shoulder blades back and down. Few more big mobility movements here to the front, bringing them together and back and down. And 2 more at your own pace. And then we'll reverse the direction. So bringing it back, up, around, and down. Three more here. Big breaths. And one more. Next, as you inhale, your arms will circle up and look up, bringing the palms together and then bringing them down in together at the third eye center, closing down the eyes, bringing the hands down all the way to the heart center. You can slightly lower your gaze towards your hand. And calling upon your heart for an intention, maybe for this call, maybe this afternoon, maybe the evening ahead. And once you have that sacred intention, say it silently to yourself for the next 3 deep breaths in. So inhale in your intention, and then each time you exhale, imagine viewing the air around you with this intentional prayer. And then when you're ready, bringing your hands towards your heart. So fingertips are going to face the heart and the palms are going to lift. And then slowly pressing the palms away, interlacing the fingers. Imagine pushing this intentional prayer out. You're protracting your shoulders, separating the shoulder blades behind you. And then on the next inhale, slowly lift your arms above your head, staying here for the exhale. And then as you inhale, release the clasp and slowly rotate the wrist all the way down. All right. We'll do some neck mobility here. So on the next inhale, bringing your head over to the right side. So you're stretching out the left side of your shoulders. Taking a full breath in. And then exhale, coming to center. Taking an inhale here. And then exhale, taking it to the left side. Stretching out the right side of your neck. Coming back to center, we'll do that one more time. So when you're ready, going over to the right side. Center. Inhale and then exhale over to the left side. And coming back to center. If you have additional space, you can take a few minutes to stretch. You can get into all fours. You can do a cat-cow or child's pose. We'll be here for 3 more minutes, so just anything you need to stretch yourself out. Taking another minute, finishing up that last exercise, and then whenever you're ready, we'll meet in seated. All right, welcome back to the space. So, the first phase of our journaling exercise is called the release. I feel that we spend so much time getting from one thing to another that, for example, the holidays just happened and now we're like, okay, we need a routine, we need this, we need that, that we don't actually take the time to reset and just process and calibrate from what has actually just passed. So for the first phase, we're going called the release, and we have three journal prompts that we're going to go through. You can either journal in your journal, or you can just kind of sit with them, think about it, and then write whatever comes up. Really, however you want to do this. We'll spend 10 minutes here, but really the intention is that we're going to spend this time processing the holiday and just notice how our bodies, our soul is recovering from it, how it's showing up. I personally am having a really hard time getting back into routine after having such an intentional 2 weeks. We don't typically celebrate Christmas or New Year's at my house, so the 2 weeks I had set up for like reading and facials and all sorts of things. So now coming back into this like 9 to 5 work life, setting up everything for different areas, I'm like trying to push it as much as I can. But wherever we are, our bodies have experienced a lot in the 2 weeks, right? With family celebrations, gifts, friends, all of it. So before we shift, let's release that stagnant together. So the first question we have is, what am I carrying from the holidays that still feels heavy or unresolved? Um, and as you think about that, I also want you to think about, I put in action, release, and time. So what that means is, do I need to do something in order to release it? Release it? Am I ready to just let it go? We opened our grounding channel, so am I just ready to let it go and let it sink down to the earth? Or does it still need time? Like, I still need more time to process it, and it's something that's going to sit with me through this season. There's no wrong answer. It's just really whatever comes up. And then we'll go into, what expectation, mine or others, do I want to gently put down? And lastly, where does my body feel most tired right now? And what is it asking for? So, very somatic experiential practice. Like I said, you can just kind of read it, put it down on paper, or sit with it and then put it down on paper after. You don't have to write it if you don't want to. But we'll spend about 10 minutes here, so take your time. Can you explain action, release, time again? Absolutely. So as you're sitting with this, um, whatever comes up, right? Like, what are you still carrying from the holidays? What you want to see is, does it need an action? Like, do I need to resolve by doing something like talking to someone or clearing out a misunderstanding? Do I need to exercise or just like release through movement? Um, Release is, I'm, you know what, if something happened, I'm ready to fully let it go. And the release would actually be like through our grounding channel that we opened. So you can sit with what came up. If for you it's resolved, you're ready to let that emotion go. So it could be like somebody said something that hurt you, or um, I feel like holiday gatherings always tend to do that, where you feel like, you know, something got, you weren't recognized in a way you wanted to be, or someone said something that you don't necessarily align with your values or who you are, but you're ready to let it go. So that release would be just internally through you that it's okay, I forgive that person, I forgive myself, I forgive what happened, it's done. And then the unresolved one, which is just time, is it still needs time. And that specifically I include because sometimes we rush to take action and release and or release, which it doesn't necessarily need to be that all the time. So time is just, I am not ready to let this go yet, but it is something that either hurt me, it stirred up something in me. I don't even know what it brought up, but it brings up something in me. I can feel myself react to it today. And I still need time to fully let it go. How's everyone doing? If you can give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go to the next phase, letting me know how we're doing on time here. Okay. Right. It looks like mostly everyone's done. So just wrap up the last thought and close this out. Give it 1 minute for everyone to come back. Okay, amazing. That's good. Okay, we're gonna move into the fire ritual. So just putting your journal aside for a minute and getting set up comfortably again. We can close down the eyes again. Just taking deep breaths, making that connection with Mother Earth. Can take a few breaths in and soak up that energy as we had before, just letting it revive you and go through you. And if there was anything that came up through this ritual, you can also release it to the earth. So on your inhale, thinking of anything that came up, and then exhale, releasing it through your roots, letting it go all the way into that bright light of earth. And then when you're ready, we are going to close this channel. So just thanking Mother Earth for the constant support, the ability to release. We can always connect to this channel anytime we need to ground, anytime we need to release, anytime we just need to feel supported. And then imagining our roots coming back, detaching from that earth's light, from the core, and coming back to our root chakra. With that channel closed, we'll place one hand over the heart and one on the solar plexus. That's the area right around your belly button. The solar plexus is the seat of our inner fire. So on the next inhale, imagine stoking that inner fire. So imagining a small little fire within you, and just with each inhale, adding a little bit of energy to it. So it gets a little bigger, feels a little bit more alive, feels a little stronger. And with the exhale, imagine it releasing that fire, becoming smaller. Once you have that strong fire going, what we're going to do is inhale, expand that fire, and on the exhale, allowing it to warm your body, visualizing it going through your arms, your legs, warming up the chest, just providing heat and radiance all over. Warmth is something we can also create for ourselves, similar to people gathering around a bonfire, similar to us sharing food in winter months. We can celebrate this energy within us as well. Just noticing how that feels in your body. Taking a few more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can gently open the eyes, coming back to the space. You can share in the chat how that felt as well. If the if stoking that inner fire had some kind of effect on the body, how that made you feel. Amber says, I feel very relaxed right now. I could take a nap. Oh, I love it. Your inner fire is warm and ready. Very relaxed. Amazing. Feeling nourished. Good, good. That is the intention. Okay, let's move into our next phase then. Okay, the next phase of our exercise is called wholeness. So this is where we're shifting, right? Typically, New Year's is like we're pushing into what's next. This is more about being gentle, sustainable, just more winter aligned. So all these prompts are in the journals, in the Whisper of the Soul journal and the Roots and Ritual journal. If you don't have it, that's okay. I have it up on the screen. So you can just journal directly, or if you have the journals, you can journal in there. So the first one is in the depth of winter, I am grateful for. And you can write down 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for this winter season. 3 ways in which you can nourish yourself through the remainder of the season. So remembering that it's month 11, our bodies are craving that rest. Our bodies also are in tune with nature's cycle. What's 3 things in which you can nourish yourself more? And then the last one, I'm going to read from the journal in case you don't have it, just because I didn't write the full thing here. So reflect on a cherished winter memory, a beloved winter tradition, or a favorite Lori or similar festival celebration. How did this experience help you connect with family, provide comfort and warmth, and boost your happiness during the winter months? Consider how your ancestors celebrated these festivals. What tradition can you revive and incorporate into your life today? So, really, that's any winter tradition, just what you remember from how your family would come together or how you're used to coming together for winter. And we'll take another 10 minutes here. In the final few minutes, and put a thumbs up if you're done, so I know if we can continue. Awesome. We'll give like 2 more minutes then. It looks like mostly everyone's done. You can continue writing if you're still doing these ones. I'm going to move into the next phase, which is clarity. And I'll quickly read these, but take your time to move into, and then we'll still have another 10 minutes here to finish this out. So clarity, this is really the final phase, and this is where we're going to do our intention setting. Um, no pressure if you don't want to set any intentions. The idea, again, really is to come back to yourself, to just really accept that January is still in the depth of winter and we don't need to push forward right now. So whatever feels comfortable is what you can do here. So for clarity, the questions that we have are, what feels important to me this season, just for the moment, just for this moment. So I'm really thinking January, February, go just maybe going towards spring. What is one thing that feels important that you'd like to bring in? If you could release the pressure in one area, it would be. I had to put this one in because we're learning to detangle from the struggle of making so many intentions January 1st. So if you have already, what's one area where you can release the pressure today? And then if I live the next month intentionally, what would that look like? And then finally ending with the intention for the season. So you can call that out as much as you want. You can write maybe a one word just for the energy you want to invite, whatever feels right here. How's everyone doing? Can put in thumbs up in the chat online. Okay, finishing up. Amazing. We'll do one more minute here. So starting to wrap up the final question. Looks like everyone's done. So we're going to end our time with another body scan. And for this one, if you have space to lay down, feel free to do that. I'll just guide you all through a relaxing, almost like a Shavasana end of practice flow. And we'll do a body scan, just reignite our fire, and then we'll close out. So I'll give you a minute to get in a comfortable seat, whether you're going to be seated or laying down. I like the cozy blanket there. Very relaxing. Okay, I'll have everyone close their eyes or lower your gaze, taking in a slow breath in through your nose. Then on the exhale, releasing through your mouth, making a big sound, releasing it all. At this time, bringing your awareness to the top of your head again. And as we flow down, noticing if anything has shifted within our bodies. So breathing into the top of the head, the hair follicles again, noticing any coolness, any sensations, any tingling. Breathing into the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyes. Breathing into the cheeks, the jaw, potentially releasing the tongue. Release, breathing into the neck, the shoulders, down the back, your upper back, mid back, lower back. Breathing into the arms, your upper arms, the elbows, forearms, wrists, all the way to each fingertip. Breathing into the front half of the body, the chest, the heart, the belly. Breathing into the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves, and the ankles. And breathing into the feet, the soles, and the toes. Your body is at complete rest. You can take a few moments here just to enjoy the light feeling. On the next inhale, bringing your attention to that inner fire in your solar plexus area, right around the belly button. Just noticing the fire as is, knowing that it's here for you through the winter months, here to give you energy, to give you the grounding, to give you the support, to carry you through the depth of winter. And finally, inviting in peace, calm, and clarity, and steady warmth through the season. And when you're ready, you can gently open the eyes, a big inhale, release, welcome back. Before we go, if you'd like to share your one word intention, you're welcome to. More warmth, more downtime. Yes, beautiful. I'm so happy you enjoyed it. Thank you. Yes. Thank you all for being here, for choosing stillness, for tending to your inner warmth. I hope that this soft reset becomes the spark you need to guide you through winter. I hope that it brings you clarity and steady warmth through the winter season. I hope to see you all soon. Bye.